What's up everybody, man, back. Welcome to a brand new video, and if you are seeing this, then it turns out dreams do come true. If you're seeing this, it's because, at least for the moment this was uploaded, this channel just reached 100,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. It's crazy to me. It is just insane for me to think how far this channel has come and how much things have changed. It blows my mind to think about just how much it's changed my life, and so I want to give a huge thank you to all of you, each and every single one of you, whether you supported me for one video, half of a video, 1,000 videos. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. Thank you for making D-Force a thing. Thank you for making this channel a thing. Thank you for all of the opportunities over the years. I'll do other celebrations to come, but I wanted one to be able to post the second we hit it, and so that's this video. So today, let's do something nice and simple. Let's review the Bandai Movie Monster series Godzilla 1954, because he's the Godzilla that started it all. This is the last recording I did before I moved to this setup. I thought it was nice, so I wanted to kind of save it for a special occasion. This is as special as an occasion as they come. So enjoy the end of an era as we usher in the new era of this channel post 100K. And let's say another goodbye to that old setup. I actually have some other videos recorded that are like even older, but I have no idea when those will ever come out. But this one was the last recording I ever did before I moved, and it really is the end of an era. So big thank you to you guys. Please enjoy. What's up everybody, man, back. Welcome to a brand new video, and as we officially end off my time here in this location, I thought there was no more fitting way to celebrate our time here than with a review of the new Bandai Movie Monster series Godzilla 1954, because that is the channel's brand after all. D-Man 1954, we're entering 10 years of the channel, and we've got Godzilla 1954 here ready for a figure review. Let's do it. So this is the new Godzilla Bandai Movie Monster Series 1954 version, and I picked this up at Second in Charles. Here's the tag for Godzilla featuring that very iconic photo, which, is this the one that my channel banner is based on? I think it is, or my profile picture? Kinda think it is. It's either this one or it's the one where he's not holding the plane. I can't remember. Actually, it isn't. Mine's the one where he's not holding the plane. I just double checked. But they're from the same photo shoot, dang it. Okay, we're counting it. So there's the Godzilla 54. On the back, you've got his spine silhouetted, that looks great, and then on the inside you have the wonderful Godzilla silhouette. Because I got this thing in the US, it was a little overpriced, about $25, and because it was from the US, I'm doing something naughty. I'm taking the tag off. That's right, if I get the figure in the US at a US store, I'm taking the tags off. Dang it, they're not that special. So there he is, freed from his burden. Free, finally I get to do that again. This is a wonderful little figure. I love it. First of all, the general figure posing I think is pretty good. He's got his arms in a nice neat little pose. Looks very Godzilla 54 of him, a lot like those promotional photos that I was just talking about. Kind of with his arms way down to the side, but also a little hunched forward. I like it. He's got a pretty nice generic Godzilla stance and posture, which looks good. The details on the sculpt I also think are really good. The face looks great. I love the cheeks and the nose leading into that really strong eyebrow line. I think that looks awesome. The ears are super cute. The teeth are not individually sculpted, but they look decent. There's also a little tongue in that mouth. The whole face overall looks good. I like the spines on the top of the head going down the back into the back spines, which have that very nice and classic Godzilla 1954 shape. They are all shaped to look like the ones from the movie, although they're not as defined as they could be. Running into the back here, you go on to the tail where you can see the spines going to the tip, which looks really good. The 3 rows all there. The tail's nice and sectioned out, getting smaller as you go down the bottom. I like that they've got the skin texturing up top and then a more loose texturing on the bottom, just like Godzilla. Moving from the head, his skin texturing looks great. I love the wrinkles and ripples across the neck as we go into the very strong Shin Godzilla-esque chest bone. That looks fantastic, running down the chest, and then you can see more wrinkles down at the bottom of it where the suit is folding in as Godzilla has creases in him. Getting into the legs, they've got really nice muscles in them, and then again they kind of crease in around the knees, giving it a lot of texture. They're rumpled up towards the bottom, towards the feet there, which looks great, and then the feet are nicely sculpted as well going into the toenails. The arms are a little smoother, especially on the inside, but that's so that you can rotate them all the way around Godzilla's body. Other than that, they look really good. They've got a nice mix between muscle and suit ripple. And that is the thing that I think they've done probably the coolest job with here, is capturing both the aesthetic of Godzilla, what if he was a real creature, and Godzilla the suit, because he does have some really nice muscles, especially in the legs, but at the same time, there's so many folds for the suit itself that just wouldn't really be there if Godzilla was made of flesh and blood. I think that's so freaking awesome, the way that they can include little details like wrinkles in the suit on the stomach. That is so amazing, and I love that attention to detail and care. The paint job is a little limited here. The spines are painted white, which look pretty good, very much like the movie itself. Godzilla's spines really weren't two-toned yet, so having them pure white makes sense. The fingernails on the suit don't appear to be painted different than the rest of the body, so I give the figure a pass for not painting the fingernails a different color. The eyes look really good, they're nice and white, they've got the pupils looking in the right directions, which looks great. The teeth are all painted this like kind of dullish yellow color, meaning he's not technically grayscale, and I'm completely okay with that. I don't think he needs to be. I like that, and I like that it's subtle. It's not overpowering with color. Unfortunately, they did not paint the toenails a brighter color, so they kind of blend into the rest of the foot a little bit. Other than that, they have stopped painting on the tail spines, and I don't really know why. Otherwise, Godzilla's just the simple charcoal gray overall, which most Godzillas are. That looks fantastic. As for articulation, while the tail can't move, it is a soft vinyl plastic, which means it can bend and flex, and you're not going to break your figure. Because it's a soft vinyl plastic, that means it is more indestructible and able to be played with for younger people. The arms can spin all the way around, as can the legs, although it seems like you gotta kind of move the arms out of the way to get them to do that, which is alright. And then Godzilla's got such a stiff neck, and just because of the way they've sculpted him, you actually can't turn his head at all. Unfortunate. But again, it is a soft vinyl plastic, so you can turn it side to side. You just have to bend and flex your figure to do so. And then you can kind of pinch the mouth, but the mouth is not as pinchable as some of the others. But he is able to do his little swats that he does when the planes fly by because of that soft vinyl plastic, which is nice. 4 points of articulation overall, so we're just missing the neck piece, which is standard for the Bandai Movie Monster series, but the average is between 4 to 5, so this is pretty much on par. This is where it gets interesting, because I want to do some figure comparisons here, and I want to start off with the Bandai America Godzilla 1954 that I had growing up. They are wildly different approaches to the same character. In fact, this Bandai America one, at times, it's kind of hard to tell he is even supposed to be Godzilla 1954. The Bandai America one feels way more based on the puppet Godzilla than the suit Godzilla, and there were quite a few different variations of the Godzilla suit used for that movie, also quite a few different puppets and different models, so I don't really judge them for having distinct designs and looking pretty different. This one, the new one, obviously looks a lot more like the suit from the movie, and like I said, this one looks a little more like the models and the puppets used in the film, which is pretty interesting. Just definitely different approaches to the character. Well, I think overall, the new one has a much stronger likeness to the original Godzilla. This Bandai America one, actually, I think the sculpt is better, especially on the spines. I think the spines of the original one just look a lot stronger and a lot more like the ones from the movie. They're a lot more intentionally designed. The tail's also in a much cooler pose with it curling up there towards the tip, which looks wonderful as opposed to this one, which is just the standard arc. And the skin texturing on this guy's just a lot deeper overall. He's also got a little more intricate of a paint design. He does have a bit of two-toned spines. He also has some light gray highlights throughout the body. The fingernails and toenails are painted differently, as are the teeth, and then he does feature a red mouth, which is a little shocking to look at. You can definitely see it from far away. It's just this bright color on this otherwise black and white figure, which is pretty shocking, but I kind of dig it. However, this one was always a pain to articulate because of the stance he's in. If you move the arms at all, you create these weird gaps that just look awful, and I've always hated that. He also just has never really looked exactly like Godzilla 1954 to me, despite the fact that I think he looks pretty cool. If I was to put these two in a head-to-head, I think generally speaking, I'd grab the new Bandai Movie Monster series Godzilla 54, even though the original one I think holds so much value, and it's for that reason that I'd say if you have the option of getting both, they are both worth it. It doesn't feel like you're getting the same figure twice. You're getting two very different approaches to the same character, and I think that's wonderful. I really love it. They just have such different approaches, and they're just so stark next to each other. It's not the same figure twice, and I'm really happy for that. As for our other comparisons, here's another one that I've never really felt looks exactly like the Godzilla from the movie, and that's the Neca Godzilla 1954. They stand at a similar height, but are wildly different approaches to the same character. They look pretty cool next to each other. Next up, we've got one of my faves that I own, and that's the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 1954. This one looks a little more like the promotional suit, with the more dragon-like face and the stronger impressions and details. Just a sharper version of the character overall. There they are next to each other. Very different approaches as well, and again, it's hard to say like, oh, I'd pick one over the other. This is a lower end version of this guy, and I definitely think both of them have their value and both of them have their place. I'm really glad to have both of them. I love the 1954 design. Shodai Goji is one of my favorites, and I'm happy to have these guys. Just awesome. Here's Godzilla 54 standing against his 10-year anniversary edition, Godzilla 1964, the two Bandais, and they look wonderful next to each other. About the same height, very similar builds and impressions, and I think they look great next to one another. That's just awesome. I love it! I love that I have this stuff now. I've come such a long way from when I used to be like, I don't get the point of collecting Bandais. They're so cheap. They're children's toys. I get it now. I see it. I see the vision. Here he is next to the final Showa Godzilla 1975, Terror of Mechagodzilla, which we just reviewed, and there they are next to each other. Again, similar sizes. Terror of Mechagodzilla one's a little taller and a little more imposing, and I like it. I like having those two next to each other as well. Finally, I wanted to end it off with the Big Daddy, Godzilla -1 from Bandai Movie Monster series. He is a much more intimidating and imposing figure. You have the oldest Japanese Godzilla, or really just the oldest Godzilla in general, standing against the newest Japanese Godzilla for now. There they are, standing off against each other. Very different approaches to the character. I really love the updates they made for -1, and I also love the 1954 design. Just wonderful, and I'm glad I have both of these guys to go next to each other, and to represent 70 years of the King of the Monsters. Hell yeah, man, that's what we love to see. The 1954 Godzilla from Bandai Movie Monster series, I think, is awesome. They've done a really good job bringing out the general impression of the character. The silhouette looks great, the detailing looks pretty awesome, and they've struck a really neat balance between bringing Godzilla to life and also bringing the suit to life. Well, he could have a neck joint for articulation, and I would have liked to see a bit more of an intricate paint job in some of the spines and some of the other areas. I'm gonna give this guy a 9 out of 10. I think it is a nearly perfect Godzilla 1954, fit for shelves and for all of your action fantasies that you want to bring to life with your action figures. These were the types of toys that I loved to play with the most when it came to Godzilla when I was a kid, and they still hold a special place in my heart for that reason. So big shout out to this guy. He's just awesome. Do you have the Bandai Movie Monster series Godzilla 1954? If so, comment below and let me know. And how do you think he compares to the Bandai US Godzilla 1954? I'd love to hear what people think about that in particular. Definitely, I think the thing that really sells it for me is the face. The Movie Monster series one, the face is just more Godzilla to me. The Bandai America ones always just looked a little off to me. And for one last time in this setup, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching, especially my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to make videos like this for you guys and review figures like this for you in the first place. I really appreciate it. By supporting the Patreon, it goes such a long way towards supporting this channel and making sure that I can continue to make videos like this in the first place. So please consider supporting the Patreon through the link in the description below, where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys all next time for the next one. D-Man, out.